Now question 5, the table shows the types of shell that Laura collects. She collects limpets, and she collects 18 limpets, 10 cockles, 8 whelks and 4 razors. Draw and label a pie chart to represent the data. Well, if we use our calculator to add up the total amount of shells that she collects, 18 plus 10 plus 8 plus 4, that gives us a total of 40 shells. So those 40 shells we have to show on the pie chart, which is 360 degrees. So one shell is 360 divided by 40. So every one shell that she collects is shown by 9 degrees on the pie chart. So if there are 18 limpets, we're going to have 18 times 9, which is 162 degrees with our calculator. The cockles, well, there's 10 of those times 9, which is 90 degrees, which is 1/4 of the pie chart. 8 whelks, 8 times 9 is 72 degrees. And 4 razor shells, 4 times 9 is 36 degrees. So we're going to use a protractor now to measure those angles. So we're going to put a centre of our protractor on the very centre. We're going to start with 0 on the line at the top. We're going to stay on the outside scale starting from 0. We're going to come around and measure 162 degrees. So 100, so from 0 all the way around, 90, 162 degrees is just there. And then we're going to come around, take our protractor around, start with 0 on the line, and then we're going to measure round to 90 degrees. Mark it 90 degrees and draw the line in. We'll then spin our protractor around, starting with 0 on that line that we're last drawn from. We need to measure now 72 degrees. So we've now got 72 degrees in there, and if we spin it finally round, we can come round and check our last angle should be 36 degrees. Okay, so we now need to, it says draw, so we've drawn, we now need to label. We've done the drawing part, draw and label. So this is for limpets, and there is 162 degrees. Our next section here is a right angle, 90 degrees for cockles. And the next section is for whelks, and that is 72 degrees for whelks. And the last section for razors is 36 degrees. Now, I'm going to actually write in the numbers. So limpets, there are 18 limpets there. For cockles, there are 10 cockles. And for whelks, there are 8. And razors, there are 4. Okay. Now we're going to use this pie chart in 5 part B. Now 5 part B, Amy collects the same proportion of cockle shells as Laura. She collects 15 cockle shells. Work out the number of shells that Amy collects. Now when it says proportion, it means that it's in the same proportion. It doesn't mean the same amount, so it means it's in the same ratio, the same amount of degrees that are shown on our pie chart, or the same percentage, but not the same actual number. Now we know that Laura collected 10 cockles out of 40. Okay, now we're told that Amy, she has 15 cockle shells. So I'm going to do this question 2 ways. 15 cockle shells is shown by Amy here. Now 10 out of the 40 is shown by a 90 degree angle here. 90 degree angle. So that is 1/4 of the whole pie chart. So we can say that Amy collects 15 shells multiplied by 4, because the 90 degrees of the pie chart times by 4 is 360 degrees, because the cockle shells are 1/4 of the total. So 15 times 4, our answer is 60. Now we can also look at the proportion that Laura got was 10 out of 40. Now 10 out of 40 is the same as 5 out of 20, which is exactly the same as 15 out of 60. So you can look at it in the fractions using similar fractions.